Hey, good morning, third graders. Welcome back to day 3 of the Daily 5 with Mr. Lathers. As you can see, I have on my Boston Red Sox jersey. This weekend was supposed to be opening weekend for Major League Baseball. Unfortunately, that's not happening. So hopefully by wearing this jersey, I can bring some good luck to the situation and baseball can return soon. Although all the Red Sox fans out there would agree with me that this guy in a Dodgers uniform is not what we wanted to see. But let's get into yesterday's questions. Yesterday was ELA work, and I'll go over the answers to yesterday's questions. So, question number 1, I gave you a sentence. Bailey chased a squirrel this morning, and I asked what are 2 nouns in this sentence. So there's actually 3 nouns in this sentence, but I only needed you to identify 2 of them, although I'm going to give you all 3 so that you know what they are. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. So in this sentence, Bailey would be a noun, squirrel would be a noun, and morning would be a noun. So there are your 3 nouns, and they're all things. Okay? Moving on to question 2. Jerry Lee barked at the same squirrel. And I asked you, what is the verb in this sentence? So let's get to the answer on this one. A verb is an action word. So it's something that you do. It's something that the noun does. So in this sentence, Jerry Lee barked at the same squirrel. Think to yourself, what did Jerry Lee do? Well, he barked. Okay, so the verb is barked in this sentence. Question number 3. We have Mr. Lathers quickly got them inside so they wouldn't wake the neighbors. Now, here is where Mr. Lathers made a mistake. I apologize. I caught it after I uploaded the video. Nobody called me out on it, so I appreciate that. But actually, there's not an adjective in this sentence. There's an adverb. Now, we did a little work with adverbs this year. Not much. We did way more with adjectives. So this one, we'll just cross right off the list. But I will go over the answer quick. Now, an adjective is a word that describes a noun. For example, yellow school bus. School bus is the noun. Yellow would be the adjective. Or tall man. Man is the noun. Tall would be the adjective because it's describing the man. An adverb is a word that describes how a verb is performed. So in this sentence, Mr. Lathers quickly got them inside. What did Mr. Lathers do? Well, he got them inside. How did he do that? How did he perform that verb? Well, I quickly got them inside. So quickly would actually be an adverb. I apologize on that one. That was my fault. Moving on to question 4. He ran down the street and slipped in the mud. What is the pronoun in this sentence? We did a lot of work with pronouns this year so far. If you're not remembering what a pronoun is a word that replaces a noun. So he is the pronoun in this sentence. So whoever we're talking about, we replaced his name with he. So whether we were talking about Xavier or Josh or Braddock or Justin, instead of saying their name, we use the pronoun he. Okay? So that is the pronoun. Question 5, she cried. So I gave you a 2-word sentence and I asked you, is this a complete sentence? And the answer is, even though it's only 2 words, it is a complete sentence. So every sentence, we talked a little bit about this in the classroom, every sentence needs a noun or a pronoun, and every sentence needs that noun or pronoun to be doing something. So in this sentence, she is our pronoun and cried is our verb. So even though it's 2 words, it still is considered a complete sentence. And then we brought you to the bonus question, and it wasn't really a question. I wanted you guys to create some sentences that included a noun, a verb, and an adjective. And I have some examples of what you guys gave me, and they're all very, very good. This first one comes from Braddock Putnam. So Braddock wrote, Oscar barks loudly at people. So in Braddock's sentence, Oscar would be his noun, barks is his verb, and then Braddock actually did what I did. Braddock included an adverb, which is very, very good. How did Oscar bark? Well, he barked loudly. So loudly would be the adverb, and then people would be another noun. So very good job, Braddock. Moving on, the second one came from Lainey McDuffie. Lainey wrote, I play on the wet playground. So in Lainey's sentence, she included a pronoun, I. So instead of involving her own name in the sentence, she went with the pronoun I. Play would be her verb, and then playground is another noun, and if you look before playground, we have her adjective, which is wet. It describes the playground. How was the playground? It was wet that day. So she's got the verb, she's got the noun, she's got the adjective. And then this one came from Kinley Trumbull, and Kinley wrote 2 sentences, and they actually rhyme. So that was pretty cool to read. I like this one. And actually, she sent me a writing piece on Google Docs, including a picture of the new puppy, and it looks a little like Bailey. Super cute, Kinley. Happy for you. She wrote, I got a new puppy today. It likes to run around and play. So let's just look at Kinley's first sentence. I got a new puppy today. I would be her pronoun. Got would be her verb. Okay, and then new would be her adjective because it describes the puppy. It's a new puppy. Okay, so very good on those sentences. All right, that brings us to today. Now, what I'm going to do on Sundays is Sunday stories. Okay, so today we're going to focus on reading, and we're going to have a little read aloud. We will be working on vocabulary, character traits, problem and solution, and creative writing. And then before I start, I did this yesterday in the video, and I want to continue to do this. I want to give a big shout out to Lainey McDuffie, Braddock Putnam, Josh LeQuee, Isaac Passero, and Kinley Trumbull. You guys completed day 2 of the Daily 5. I know everybody's working hard at home, so keep up the good work, guys. All right, so today I'm going to put on a read aloud, and it's actually from this site we use a lot in the classroom called Storyline Online, and the kids really enjoy it. So if you're looking for something else that they can do online, if they don't feel like reading that day, then put them on storylineonline.com. It's free. It's got a bunch of books. Some of the books are familiar with the kids. Like I said, we watch this during snack time in the classroom. So they are very familiar with it, and they enjoy it. So we're going to read, we're going to listen to Quackenstein Hatches a Family today, and then I have some questions that go along with the story. Okay?
Welcome to Storyline Online, brought to you by the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. I'm Kristen Bell, and today I will be reading Quackenstein Hatches a Family, written by Sudipta Bardhan-Quallen and illustrated by Brian T. Jones. In the darkest corner of the zoo, there stood a gloomy shack. A nearby scrawl read, "Keep out all! Just leave me be!" Signed, Quack. Most creatures lived in packs and herds, in gathers, floats, and litters. But all alone, there on his own, poor Quackenstein grew bitter. He was the hermit of the zoo and faced a lonely struggle. "It isn't fair. My nest is bare." He had no one to snuggle. Quack passed the nursery one day where babies laughed and tumbled. "Everyone has someone, except for me," he mumbled. He spied a small secluded nook. On impulse, he proceeded. He bumped his head. "A sign!" It read, "Orphaned eggs, homes needed." Quack hatched a plan and crept ahead. This duck would not be stopped. On shaky legs, he chose an egg and cackled, "I'll adopt!" Quack set it on his empty nest. He kept his prize protected. He gently cooed, "Dear Ducky Pooh, you'll never be neglected." Then on one dark and stormy night, the hour had arrived. Quack heard a crack. He stumbled back and shouted, "It's alive!" Just then a small beak broke the shell. Quack's heart thumped in his chest. But then 2 paws with sharp curved claws thrust through and stabbed the nest. "I've hatched a monster! A Quack screeched and went quite pale. The thing had fur and legs with spurs and some poor beaver's tail. The creature lurched and Quack gasped, "Stay back!" The beast paid him no heed. Quack tried to hide. He ran outside, alarmed and rubber-kneed. Quack shrieked and sprightly dove behind some logs out on the water. But Quack got pushed and saw he'd smushed an angry romp of otters. Drenched, the poor duck ducked behind a mama heron reading. Her baby screamed, the thing's claws gleamed. It leered and kept proceeding. Quack shushed the rowdy heron hedge, but birds just ran off blind. They fled in shock toward cuddling crops. Soon all were intertwined. Quack rashly rushed and promptly crushed a hugging husk of hares. "My fault!" Quack cried, but then he spied the monster's chilling glare. So quickly Quack hid in a cave, but there he'd made an error. A furry shape blocked his escape. "I'm trapped!" he screeched in terror. The thing then snarled, "Oh, there you are!" It stalked the trembling fowl. With sharp claws bared and shoulders squared, it leapt in with a growl. Its paws soon squeezed the cringing duck, and Quack thought, "This is bad!" His spirit broke when someone spoke. The thing said, "Hello, Dad." Quack could feel his cold heart melt, and how his stomach fluttered. "You chased me through the great big zoo to be with me?" he sputtered. The creature beamed. "Yes, Daddy, yes." Quack's heart began to sing. "Come, son," he squawked, and off they walked, in step and paw in wing. Then, in the corner of the zoo that once housed Quackenstein, a space was cleared, and there appeared a shiny brand new sign. "Welcome to our happy home. Come by to visit us. Love, Quack," it read. Below it said, "And his son, Platypus." The end. I chose this book because I really like the rhyming. I really like the language, the big words. But more importantly, I love that Quack felt lonely and he decided to solve his problem by adopting one of these eggs that didn't have a family. And even though he was initially scared because the platypus that came out of the egg looked different than him, he eventually realized that it was the perfect way to make a family for himself and realized that he needed that platypus just as much as the platypus needed him. Thank you for watching Storyline Online. Make sure to check out all of our stories. Keep watching and keep reading.
Alright, so I will get to the questions. Question number 1 for today. I ask a vocabulary question. So here's the sentence or sentences where that word appeared in the story. So it said, Quack hatched a plan and crept ahead. This duck would not be stopped. On shaky legs he chose an egg and cackled, "I'll adopt." What does the word cackle mean? And if you don't have a dictionary at home, you can go to www.learnersdictionary.com. That's a good online dictionary site. And just type in cackled and it'll give you the definition of cackled. Now remember, some words, we talked about this, have more than one meaning. Make sure that the meaning you're sending me makes sense in the story. Okay, so give me the meaning that's closest to what you think it would mean in the story. Alright, question number 2. Who is the main character in this story? Who was the character that this story was mostly focused around? Okay. Question number 3. Name 3 character traits of the main character. So think of the main character and give me 3 character traits about that character. Question number 4. What was Quack's problem in the story, and what was the solution to his problem? Question number 5 involves a little bit of writing. If you were Quack, how would you react when you first saw a platypus? So we know how Quack reacted when he first saw a platypus coming out of the egg. if you put yourself in Quack's position, if you were Quack, how would you react when you first saw a platypus? Okay, maybe write 2 to 3 sentences telling me how you would react and maybe what you would do. And then that brings us to the bonus question. So the bonus question, I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Try to get 3 to 5 sentences here. Try to get a paragraph on this writing topic. So it says, what would it be like to visit Quack and Platypus? So if you were in this story world where you had a chance to go and visit them at their home, what would it be like to visit them? Now, here are some focus questions or ideas to get your imagination and creativity fired up. Think about where you would, what would you do, where you would go, what you would talk about, and then from there you can kind of generate some ideas, okay? So what would it be like to visit Quack and Platypus? All right, so there it is, Sunday Story edition of Daily 5. Keep up the good work at home, keep having fun, and keep healthy. All right, good luck.